Hello. Everybody well? Very nice. I can see a couple of concerned faces. I should address this straight off the bat. I can see a few people thinking, does this guy realise what he looks like? Screw you. I know exactly what I look like. I look like Oasis Lego. This is fact has not escaped me. I quit drinking a little while back for 8 months because something happened to me that hadn't happened for over a decade and it scared me. And I used to do this a lot in my 20s when I drank specifically dark rum or Jack Daniels. Either of those two drinks, if I drank too much of it, I would go to bed, shit-faced. I would get up in the middle of the night, still very much asleep. I would then walk to somewhere in the house that definitely wasn't the toilet. I'll have a piss. Now, we have all either done this or know someone that has, right? And I would never remember it the next day. I'd always just wake up with this sense in my stomach. I'd wake up and think, I think I've pissed somewhere last night. But I could never remember specifically where. I'd have to start looking around the house for the puddle. I'll tell you what it was like. It was like playing Cluedo in reverse. I knew who the culprit was. I knew what the weapon was. I shouldn't know which room in the house it had taken place in. Now, this hadn't happened for over a decade. I recently got married. What I don't tell you when you get married is you're going to have some of the most tedious conversations of your life. Not with your wife, with other couples. We're around to another couple's house for dinner. The lady, delightful. The guy, literally the most boring man I've ever met in my life. Aggressively boring. I think he should have warned me in advance. All he wanted to talk about was the benefits of living in a new-build house. What? As soon as he got through the door, he goes, have you ever thought about living in a new build, Paul? I'll tell you what, Paul, living in a new build has changed my life. I thought, how shit was your life before? All he's going on about all night. I'll tell you another thing about new builds, Paul. The kitchens are sensational. Another thing, Paul, you can choose which way the garden faces before you move in. I'm like, are you trying to sell me a new build? I'm not interested. It was doing my head in. It literally got to the point where every time he said new build, I was downing a glass of white wine. Just to numb the pain. It was like the shittest drinking game I have ever played. You know these drinking games where a word is said in a song, so you have to down a drink? Roxanne by the Police is the famous one. Every time they say Roxanne, you down a drink. Jammin' by Bob Marley, same principle. This is the best one, the fake moustache game. You know this? This is incredible. You stick a fake moustache on the TV screen. Every time someone in the programme lines up with it, you down a drink. If you're a real pisshead, you could just stick it on when the news is on. You'd be like, I'm down in white wine at this speed. Now, if we know anything, we know this. White wine is not a session drink for the following reason. There's only two settings when you drink white wine, and that is sober and too pissed. There's nothing in the middle. Sober, banjaxed. This is how it goes when you drink white wine. Well, this Pinot's delicious. I arrived there. I was gone. I was in the eye of the storm. I don't remember the last 2 hours of the evening, but I woke up in this other couple's house and thought, I've pissed somewhere. I have pissed somewhere. Check the front of my boxers, damp, it's happened. Now, obviously, normally at this point, I'd start looking around the house for the puddle. Didn't need to on this occasion. I woke up, screaming headache, and heard the girl of the couple shout out of the front room to her husband, darling, I think we've got a leak. I thought, oh, God. I walk into the front room, she's on her hands and knees in front of the sofa. I've pissed on the sofa, and I've lifted the cushion up like it's a toilet seat. She's got her hands in the puddle. Yeah, you can groan all you want. I'm not proud of what I did that night myself, but let me tell you now, it took a big man to own up in that situation. Which is why I started going, where the bloody hell's that coming from? So that is weird, isn't it? The bloke walked in and said, that's the problem with these new builds, mate. The plumbing's shit. Thank you very much. I'm Mccaffrey. Take care. Cheers.